This skirt, you need a whole 6 yards of fabric. Anything less is not going to be enough. So if you have 6 yards of fabric and you're willing to sacrifice it for a full skirt like this one, then go ahead. 3 yards will not do it, except probably you're making it for a child. So now once you've gotten your fabric, you're going to go ahead and fold the whole 6 yards of fabric into 4. I said into 4. The whole 6 yards of fabric, go ahead and fold it into 4, which is what I've already done here. So once you folded it into 4, you're going to pick one edge like this, and this is where you're going to take your waist. You know, whenever you are cutting out a 360 degrees flare, normally it's going to be cut into 4. So it's still the same thing here. The only difference between this one, just because it's maxi and the fabric doesn't come very wide, is because it's going to have like a cut on the side, but it's still going to be 360 degrees by the time we're done. So now once you're through ironing out the folded edge here, I'm going to go ahead and just draw a straight line across to remove the border, because I don't need this part. I'm going to be cutting it off, else it will be showing in our flare and we do not need it. So I will just draw a straight line across here to take off the border. So all my measurements now will start from the line. Like I said before, make sure your fold is in 4. So now once that is done, go ahead and add 1 inch to your normal waist measurement. Let's say for example your waist measurement is 26. Go ahead and use 27. This is because you need the extra allowances for zipper and then to join the size together. So let's say for example your waist is 27. Go ahead and divide it into 4. And once you've divided it into 4, whatever you get, use it to create a rough curve, just like I've done like this, just like I've done. Then make 1 point there where you've gotten your curve. So now from the center point here, go ahead and start marking whatever measurement you got from the center to that first curve point that you made, and use it to create the curve all the way around. Now this curve you're creating is going to be your waist. Alright, so just go ahead and curve it all the way around, just like you see me doing like this. Notice that this area that have the border, I am not measuring it at all because it's going to be cut out. So once you're through with this, measure around to be sure that what you have is going to be enough for the waist measurement that you're working with. So once you have that, the next thing you're going to go ahead and do is from this waist, you're going to measure the length of the skirt. Now this skirt is a maxi long skirt. It doesn't even need to stop at your knee. It needs to go all the way down. Alright, so with that in mind, I'm just going to go ahead and fold pin this down at a couple of points, because it's a very big fabric you're working with. If it moves, it's going to actually give you issues. So now that is established, I'm going to go ahead and from the first line that I drew out, which I called the waistline, I'm going to start taking the length I want the skirt part to be. So now I'm going to be using a measurement of 45 inches length. So I'll be placing my tape on the first line that we drew, which is the curve that we did just now. I'm sorry, that part of the video of the skirt didn't show at all because this it's very long. So I'm marking 45. So like I said, I placed the tape on the waist area, which is the first curve I made, and actually someone was helping me hold it at that point, else it will be moving as you are shifting the fabric. So someone helped me hold the tape at the top, which is the waist area, and then I'm coming down to the bottom to mark my 45 inches, and I'm going to keep moving my tape. The person is helping me move the tape on that waist area as we go. So I'm actually going to continue marking the 45 inches until I get to the end. Normally my skirt length will be about 38 or something, right? But because this needs to be on the floor, that's why I'm marking like 45. It needs to be very long. A maxi skirt like this, if it's not very long, it will actually look very funny. So now I am marking 45 all the way, and you will notice that At this point here, there's no more fabric to give me that 45 inches. This means that we'll need to join a fabric here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pin everything down first before I go ahead and cut off the area that we have already cut in full. If you are conversant with cutting 360 degrees flare, if you do not have enough fabric, you'll notice that sometimes it doesn't always get through. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and cut out the area that I have already cut out fully. Cut out the waist area here as well. Now cut out this border area that is not needed. Okay, and now the last part is for me to join fabrics here to finish it up. So before I join the fabrics, I will need to cut off the borders as well. All right, the border is not needed, so please take note of that. So I'm going to bring in the remaining part of the fabric that I have, and if you notice here, if you open it up, you notice that there are actually two pieces. All right, two pieces. So you have to actually join fabrics to them separately. So you have to separate it and join extra fabric to them to make it complete, to finish up the flare. So now this is what I had after I was done joining it. You can see what it looks like. All right, so now what I'm going to go ahead and do is to finish up my measurement. Remember, from the waist we are marking 45 inches. So now I'll place my tape at the waist again, having someone help me hold it there. All right, and I'm going to mark the 45 inches. You can see it's below the place where we had our joining. So I'll mark the 45 inches until I get to where it ended before. If you've done everything nicely, it's just going to completely follow where you had before. Can you see? Complete where I stopped before, and I just have to now cut this out to complete the skirt, and that's basically all for this bottom part. So now the skirt cutting is the major part of this. Once you're done cutting it out, every other thing is very simple. Now when you open up this skirt, when you're done cutting it out, you notice that there are two pieces. Now this is because of the way we folded our fabric, and this is the only way I know that you can actually cut out a full 360 degrees flare or with a long skirt like this one. So you will have to have an opening on two sides. All right, it's full 360 degrees. When you join the openings that you have, when you put it down, you notice that it's a full circle, but this one you will have to have two openings on the sides. All right, so basically you have to now join the openings back together. So on this side, I'm going to go ahead and just join this from placing the fabrics right sides facing each other, join it from the top all the way to the bottom. Now it will now have only one opening. Now this is what I had after I was done joining it. You can see here. So now before I go ahead and join the other side, the other opening, I need to work on the waist first. So I cut out a band. This band is in a fold. All right, I've ironed stay to the wrong side, and as it's folded, it is 1.5 inches long. So I'm just going to go ahead and like pin this all the way around the waistline, because the method I intend to use to stitch this together is to just stitch it first and then use my serger to just serge around, so that at the end of the day it looks very neat. So I'm just going to go ahead now and pin this all the way around the waistline. If you already know how to sew a 360 degrees flare or any flare skirt at all, once you're done with the cutting, that's the major thing with this skirt. Once you're done with the cutting, every other thing is literally the same. So I'm just going ahead to pin the band to the waistline, all right, before we join the remaining side. So now once you're done, if there's any excess on the band, go ahead and cut it off. So I'm going to go over to the sewing machine now and make a straight stitch to secure this area in place. And then after that, on the other side that we have our opening, I'll leave about 10 inches from the top and then go ahead and make a straight stitch down. So now I'm done making this stitch. This is the space I left at the top. I've already serged the waist area. I told you guys I was going to leave this space. It is for our zipper, all right? So now I'm going to go over to the sewing machine and fix a zipper on this opening here. All right, to finish up this waist area. And lastly, I'm going to fold around the bottom part. Now this is very wide. If you do not want to fold it, you can just go ahead and weave it. So now this is it. I'm done fixing the zipper to this side of the waist. So at the end of the day, the zipper is going to be on this side, all right? And then what I did was to weave around the bottom part instead of folding it, because folding is going to take a lot of time actually. So yeah, that's basically all for the making of this skirt. It's actually very simple. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in my next tutorial. Bye.